another big story was the visit of Pranab Da to the RSS headquarters. And you fought with him also.
Yes,
You fought with him.
very badly.
And the Congress was calling you, Ahmed Patel was calling you, ki unko bolo mat jaye, persuade him to not go. And then he goes and he makes a speech there about constitutional patriotism. And you write in your book that you were wrong to question him. You were wrong to see it as a betrayal. And he also says to you, you said, how can you accept their principles? And he said, well, the country in a large measure is believing in them. So how can you not? So talk about that episode.
Well, what my this thing is not how can you accept their principle, because I
Ideologically oppose them, but how can you
absolutely.
interact
But,
with?
how can you interact with them? And you're going, because that was the kind of argument going around in Congress circles, that by going there, he is going to give legitimacy to RSS. So he got irritated with me and he said, who am I to give legitimacy to RSS? It is the people of the country, who has given legitimacy to RSS by choosing one RSS pracharak with a fantastic majority. So who am I? And he always believed in dialogue, and he said that you can only ignore the fact and at your own cost, at your own peril. So that is something I did not understand it then. And what I found later when I thought about it, look back at the entire episode, that Baba actually used the RSS platform to preach Congress ideology. So that was, I remember one, beautiful tweet by somebody, I don't remember who, saying that Pranab Mukherjee is trolling RSS. So actually that is something which is there, and he absolutely believed that, you just can't, ignore some organization or some ideology just because it's opposed to yours. I mean, India is a free country, and when especially the people of the country have chosen, to
I think he said in RSS Pracharak is Prime Minister.
Yes, RSS Pracharak is the Prime Minister. How can you just ignore it? And he always believed in dialogue, and he always felt that is the greatest strength of democracy. That is the greatest strength of democracy.
I mean, you have to wonder where that era of politics has gone.
Exactly.
Even in our public life, friendships are broken, relationships are broken today on differences of political opinions. Bizarre.
Absolutely.
That brings us rather to the Prime Minister and his relationship with the Prime Minister. And there's a lot about that relationship. And you say that ideologically they didn't agree on most things, but they, and I'm quoting you, seem to get along famously. And you write about how Prime Minister Modi would touch Pranab Da's feet every time he met him. And after one meeting, an ADC overheard Modi ji praising Pranab Da. Talk about that.
Yeah, so that he came to, after Baba became president, so he came to meet Baba. That time he was Gujarat Chief Minister, so he came to meet him, to invite him for some program in Gujarat. And about that meeting, Baba, there's a very interesting entry that the Gujarat CM came to meet me. He's a bitter critique of Congress and the government. And at NDC meetings, we have sometimes had bitter spats. But in private, he always touches my feet and says that it gives him pleasure to do so. I don't understand the reason. I don't understand why. And then when he went with the ADC who was waiting outside the president's office to escort him out. So he told me that supposedly Mr. Modi came out from the room saying, "Kya bhavya vyaktitva hai?" So I didn't even know the meaning of the word bhavya, so I asked some friend. So it means it's like what a towering personality or something like that. Kya bhavya vyaktitva hai? Kya bhavya vyaktitva hai? It seems he kept on saying that.
So, but there's also another entry where he talks about Prime Minister Modi, and he talks about, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, the Prime Minister's focus and how he found that Modi was completely in command.
Sorry, I don't.
I'm saying there was other entries also about the Prime Minister.
Oh yeah.
And
this is something I found a very interesting note in his papers. And that note was not signed or not dated, and it seemed to be an observation on the first cabinet meeting.
That's right.
Of the Modi government, and there was it was written in bullet points. And so there was in this observation, so the note observed that it is quite clear that the Prime Minister is in command of the meeting from the very beginning. And also towards the beginning of their interaction, there is also an entry in Baba's diary, and where they had a long discussion about something, about various things. And so he wrote that it is quite clear that he has got very clear grasp over issues, and something like that.
Yeah, that's what I remember. Clarity and focus.
Clarity and focus is the professional approach to governance. Yes.
That's right. You developed, and that he's very focused on good governance. I think that was the diary entry. So look, people are going to look at this book, and they're going to say, Pranab Da may have ideologically disagreed with the BJP all his life, but he was more impressed with Prime Minister Modi as a politician than he was with Rahul Gandhi. Correct?
So, yes, absolutely. But so?
No, just stating what comes out in the book.
Totally, of course. And he told me many times, and also he has written in his diaries, he felt that after Indira Gandhi, he has never seen another prime minister having such a hold over, such an understanding of people's pulse, like he can read people's pulse, So that's obviously a great quality for a politician.